Hello, gotta share a quick video while I'm in the middle of traveling back from Tulsa back to home, and I'm gonna make it really fast, but I had to share it. So going from Tulsa to back home to Arkansas, when you're trying to go the fast way, you have to pay the tolls and everything. And so on the way back, I was prepared for that, and I assumed that I could use a card for one of my stops through. And so I had $2 and some change. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be able to use my $2 exactly, and then be able to use my card for the next toll, because it's two of them to get me to where I'm trying to go. And so I get to the first one, I'm like, can I use my card for the next one? It's like, no ma'am, it's only cash or check or money order, stuff like that. I was like, what? I was like, okay. But it's like, but you can go up there and you will be able to see like a pit stop or a gas station and use your card at the gas station. I was like, okay. So I pull up in there and I was like, can I get cash back? And it was like, well, we can't do cash back. And also that ATM is down. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just need $2. And I'm upset now because I'm like, I'm already feel like my time is pushed back. And so now I'm gonna have to get off this exit because, like I said, it's another toll in between the two. So I passed the first toll, gave them $2, and so I had this another toll coming up. And it's like, you're gonna take the exit, and when you take this exit, you have to look on the right and then look on your left. And I'm like, okay, because I need to go to another gas station and get change just so I can get through the tolls. And so as that's happening, I'm on my way and I'm kind of getting flushed. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Because I'm ready to get home. And so I make it to that gas station and I get my money and everything like that. And so the route they were about to take me, they was like, you know, you can just go the opposite direction. They were like saying that on my directions on my maps, like I can go another direction and avoid the tolls altogether. I'm like, no, I know the direction. Like I know the highway that I used before. I'm just gonna use the same highway. So I'm focused on how I want to get home. Like I got this set way I want to get home. And so I was met with the toll again. And no, this is another toll to get right back on the highway, because, you know, I'm thinking you get off the highway, you get right back on. And so I'm telling Zion, I'm like, now they just trying to make money off of people. They know they don't need this money. He's like, yeah, they taking advantage. You can see him sleeping because we're riding. And so I get on the highway, right? And God, he gave it right to me quickly. He was like, oftentimes when he is trying to direct us and push us in a direction and order our steps and everything, sometimes we get distracted and we want to do our own thing, and two things can happen. It make our way longer. Because listen, when I say it was a short way, I was like, no, I want to do this way because this is what I know, this is what I'm familiar with. And how many of us has been that way with life? We're like, I know this person, so I'm going to stay with this person. And God telling you, no, this person isn't for you. You say, I like this job, it's comfortable, and God telling you, no, this job isn't for you. You say, I want this house, I want that, and God telling you that's not for you. And so whether you know it or not, you are delaying what God has for you. Whether you know it or not, you're blocking up what he is trying to do for your life. He's trying to open up other doors, but you're like, no, I want to go this way, I want to go that way. And that is what I did today, you guys. I was like, no, I know this is the way I got here last time, so this time I get here this time. And it was a faster way, it was a better way that I could avoid tolls altogether. I'm like, no, I'm used to it, whatever, X, Y, and Z. And so I just had to say thank you, Lord, for that, because it's been multiple times in my life where I was like, I want to go my way because I think I know things, but that's why we cannot lean on our own understanding. We have to first acknowledge him and trust that he will, you know, first submit our hearts to him, but we have to trust that he will direct our paths, but we can't lean on our own understanding and try to figure it out, because that's how I'm like that. And so he has just been really showing me, you know, Brittany, you got to just let down your walls towards me and be vulnerable to me. And that's where I am. I was like, oh, God, oh no, I don't want to go the long way. But that's what happens, you know. Yes, I'm getting rerouted and going back into where, you know, I'm going to go home in destination, but I added time. And the second thing is, it costs you doing what you want to do, going opposite way, because I could have avoided the tolls altogether, but I had to pay extra money. At the end of the day, I had to pay more money. And that's what happens. You either gonna waste time and add more time, and you also it can make you waste money. It can cost you some things, cost things that you may not even be aware of. And today it costed me some extra money out of my pocket. And some people like, girl, it's just $2, it's just $1. It's hot, that's money. I'm humble. Brittany is humble. Listen. Brittany is not a doctor yet, but okay. But yeah, I had to share that. It was just like, oh, God, I do not want to waste any time. I don't want to waste any of my resources, my gifts and talents, any of my cash on things that's not going used for what you have for me in my life. That's just what I had. I was like, and come, like, oh Lord. And so but it ended with a blessing, because I was frustrated and angry, and well, not angry, but I was just frustrated. It's like all this time, but God knows what's ahead of me, you know. So sometimes we be trying to do our own thing, and that's why we just have to trust him, because he knows what's ahead. And so we just got to be in his will and his perfect timing, because I don't want to be on no road. I don't want to be in no place. I don't want to be in no partnership, no relationship. I don't want to be in no job. I don't want to be anything, anywhere that's not there. You know what I mean? I don't want to be anywhere that's not safe and him not ahead of, you know. So that's why I was like, oh God, this trip is more than just a little trip, huh? And so, but it didn't end like that. So I get to my last toll. I'm like, oh God, tell me why. He already had gave me, like, you know, his revelation he be giving me. So tell me why I get to the last toll, y'all. And I pull out my $2 that I had went all these extra way to get, right? And the toll worker said, the lady ahead of you, she paid your way. She paid your $2. Like, I said, Lord, won't he do it? And some people is like, girl, it's just $2. But for me, it's more than that, because when you are in his will, for one, and most of all, when you trust him, you got to believe and expect that he's going to do exactly what he said he's going to do, and that he'll supply your every needs according to his riches and glory. And so I took it just like a confirmation for me, like, listen, Brittany, you was all upset. You've been really struggling, Brittany. You've been really trying to figure out how things are going to work out. You've been seeking, you know, God for X, Y, and Z, and he's already been ahead. Brittany, you did all that extra work just to go get some money from, you know, the ATM, whereas he already prepared prepare my way. It was already paid for. And it was just like, oh my goodness, I had to shout again, because when you trust him and just know that when you are in his will and trusting his timing, trusting his gifts for your life, just trust that it's order in his will and everything. You just got to know that it's going to work out, and that he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ever think, ask, or imagine, according to the power that worketh in us. And so I had to stop, because it just was bubbling. I was like, oh my goodness, God, thank you so much, because, you know, we can be praying and we're not seeing what we're praying for. We keep praying and believing, and then we get, you know, discombobulated. We get stressed. We get worried. We get frustrated. Because when I say I was having a fit, I was like, oh, Lord, they are just trying to take my money. And I asked God to bless the person who paid my way. I'm glad they were obedient to the Spirit, because I needed that. I needed my $2 to be paid for. And I'm just thankful at the end of the day that Jesus paid the price for me, my ultimate, you know, person who has covered all things that I need in my life. And so I just had to share that. I hope it is encouraging to you.